Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to part 2 of the Epson Runsense SF-810 review. This is obviously the second part in a 5-part series reviewing the watch. If you didn't see my last video, it was an unboxing for the watch itself and my initial thoughts, what I thought of the watch when I first got it out of the box. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll leave a link below. Today I'm going to be covering the key features of the watch, so what it does, why it's useful, what type of features it has on it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to cover today. So the first obvious feature of the watch is that Epson have put in a highly accurate GPS sensor into the watch. This is what they boast about. They say it is better than a lot of the products on the market today. I've compared it against my Garmin and this always comes up the most accurate out of the two. I've worn both for like races and stuff like that, and the Garmin is sometimes slightly out and this is always perfect. So that's a good one. Included with the GPS sensor is the Smart Stride sensor. That is a feature of the watch that will calibrate your data, your stride length, and it's used for when your watch drops GPS signal. So if you're running through a tunnel or anything like that and you lose your GPS signal, over time the watch learns your stride length based off the GPS runs that you've done prior. So it will be able to work out the distance that you do if you lose GPS. I have gone out for a run without using GPS and it's pretty accurate. It's learnt my stride length after only a couple of runs. I've done a route before that I've done again the same and it comes up exactly the same without GPS signal, so it's pretty damn good. The second feature is obviously the heart rate tracking. So it has the heart rate monitor on the back of the watch which tracks your heart rate. I have a Garmin as well, and to get heart rate from that I have to wear the strap that goes under your chest, and that can chafe and it digs in, and I tend not to wear it at all. I stopped wearing it after a week because it was just too uncomfortable. This takes out all the inconvenience of the strap. It measures it through the wrist. I've not had any dropouts thus far. I am going to be doing some more research into heart rate because there's a lot of benefits to doing heart rate training. So far all I've noticed is that my heart rate seems to be in the highest zone possible on the watch every single time I run. I can't seem to get in any of the lower zones unless I run at snail's pace. So this is definitely something I'm going to have to get used to, but I am definitely looking forward to doing some heart rate training with the watch. The watch also has 30 hours of battery life with GPS tracking apparently. I haven't got to the point where I need to charge my Epson yet. I've been using it for I think 2 weeks now. It's been 2 weeks since I got this. I haven't charged it yet, so that's pretty good going. It is on the brink of needing a charge, but it's been pretty good going so far, but I haven't tested it to the extent of 30 hours of GPS tracking, so I have no idea whether it actually lives up to that expectation. The watch also has a tap function. It doesn't have any touchscreen, which is a letdown for me because I'm so used to using a touchscreen on my Garmin, but it does have a tap function. So when you are using the watch to get to the different screens, you can tap the screen and it will go to the next one. But this can be a little sensitive. When I've been running, I can hear a bleep every so often from where the tap function seems to be activated on my run, but it is it's a handy feature if you really need it, but you can just press the button as well to change it, and I'm pretty sure you can disable it if you want to. It's also customizable, so if you didn't want it to change and maybe you wanted to have it so the light turned on when you tap it, you can do that. If you want to use it for doing laps, you can change it to that. that brings me on to the next one, which is obviously the light. So it has a light button right here. You probably won't be able to see the effects of it right now, but the screen is pretty bright. So this is pretty handy for if you run in the dark a lot. The light stays on for about 10 to 15 seconds, which is pretty good. The screens on here are customizable, so if you want certain data on certain screens, you can do it through the app and then send the settings over to the watch, and you can have whatever you want displayed on there. At the moment I've kept with the defaults, but I think I will be changing it around because there's some data on the screens that I'd like to be changed around, just because I have higher priorities for what data I want to see on the watch. Then it's got interval tracking on here, so that is pretty handy if you want to do speed runs. You can set intervals through the app. It's also got pace controlled running, so if you have a target pace in mind for a race or anything like that, you can set that on the watch as well. So if you want to run 10-minute miles, you can set it on the watch, and if you run under or over that, the watch will vibrate and an alert sound to let you know that you're either over or under that. It's also got a goal function on here, so you can either set a time goal or a distance goal on here, and it will count down to that distance or that time. The last smaller customizable features on the watch are auto pausing. So this is pretty fast on this watch. I have auto pause on, so if I stop and then I want to start again, it will restart automatically and stop when I stop. It also has auto lap, so if you want to have split times, you can say every mile, every 2 miles, whatever's your preference, you can set that on here. The watch also does have a bike mode, but it will not track your, is it cadence? I think it's cadence. It won't track cadence or anything like that. It'll just track your distance. I don't think it'll accurately track your speed either. I think you're better off with like one of those bike trackers if you wanted to use it on a bike. I think it's called Runsense for a reason. I don't think it needs a bike mode for a running watch, but that is an option on here. So I think I've covered all the features on the Runsense. Like I said, I've been using this for 2 weeks now, and I'm quite impressed. The only letdown for me is the app side of things and the syncing of data, but that will be for my next video. I'll go into the app, the data that's on the screen, what screens are available, what data you can show. So if you're interested in all that kind of stuff, then keep an eye out for my next video, which should be coming up within the next week or two. That will be part 3 of the series. If there's anything else that you want to know about the watch itself, leave them in the comments below and I will try and cover them in another video. But yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I don't have any qualms or anything like that about it other than the app side. The GPS is good, the heart rate is good, I've not had any problems so far. The usability of the watch with all the button presses and how to get to different functions is a bit long-winded on this. Like I said, I will go through that in my next video. That's it, I think I've rambled on enough. I'm probably going to have to cut a load of this out. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more updates on the Epson, and I will see you again in my next one. Bye!